a regular Zoom meeting. Conduct yourself as if you were inside this courtroom. Remove hats. If you must conduct business other than the business for this forum, please disable your video and your microphones. Stay silent until you are called to make your announcements by our coordinator. Once you return from the breakout rooms, also stay muted until you are recognized. The judge will call you. You may make your announcements then. Counselors, please have your case number and page number from the docket ready for the judge when she calls you to help move this proceeding along speedily. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. I guess we can start off with the first one that appeared.
I just want to make sure that everybody understands this is an official court proceeding. It is being broadcast on YouTube. You may not record it. If you do record it, you would be subject to being held in contempt by this court. All right. Do you want to go ahead and get started, Aleda? Who is the first one that we're going to call?
Your Honor, the first one was Kim Bessa.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I'm glad my sound is working today. Judge, I'm here for Linda Corley on Mr. Petty, Alaric Petty. The case number is 665-449. And I apologize, Judge, I don't have the page number for you.
What was the first name of Mr. Petty?
Alaric. It's ALERIC.
Okay.
Last name Petty, PETTY.
Is he on today?
Judge, I don't, Mr. Petty, are you on?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, what is the announcement?
Judge, we're set for a plea, and I believe Ms. Corley had already executed the paperwork, so we should be ready to proceed.
All right. Do we come back to the plea, Aleda?
Your Honor, we can come back at about 11:30. You know, we should be able to proceed on that.
Okay, so we're going to be taking announcements. So if you could check back around 11:30.
We'll do that, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Next one is Mr. Rene Munoz.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm present.
Good morning.
I have Jesus Trevino on page number 669-589, Your Honor.
What is your announcement?
Yes, Judge. He's currently in custody on 3 felonies he was recently indicted on. I've conferred previously with the state on this misdemeanor case. It seems that they're unwilling to make an offer as to this misdemeanor until the felonies are kind of disposed of in terms of a potential plea agreement. We would just be requesting a standard reset for staff, Judge.
So you want how many days?
If the court could do 30 to 45, I know he was recently indicted and he hasn't been able to make bond. It's an aggravated assault with deadly weapon. So I think he's looking at potential TDC time in speaking with his felony attorney.
April the 5th?
Yes, Your Honor, that sounds good.
Okay.
Maybe, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Tim Roundtree.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Judge, I have 2 cases on your docket. They're on page 3. The first one is Mr. Jorge Mejia Ramirez, 649-645.
And the second?
The second one is a few cases below that. Laura Fan, 654-075.
Are they on?
I believe they are, Judge. I'm scrolling through the names right now to see. Laura Fan is present, and I do see Jorge Mejia is also present. Yes.
Okay. What is your announcement?
On both cases, Your Honor, we're still working through the discovery to determine what we need to do. We would just ask for a regular reset.
Are you asking for a couple of weeks, 30 days?
30 days at a minimum.
Okay, March the 28th.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
And may they be excused as well as myself.
They may be excused. Stay in contact with your attorney at all times.
Thank you.
Mr. George Schaefer.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I have a client named Anthony Freeman Jr. He has two cases. 637-780 and 647-111. I believe there's been a mistake on the part of the DA judge. He pled out on December the 15th to an evading case, and these two cases were supposed to have been dismissed.
Do you want to confer with the state?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
Your Honor, there's no need to confer. These cases were sent for dismissal. I think the dismissal might have just gotten lost. So I'll resend them to you if that's okay.
Perfect. I'll be on the lookout for them.
If that's the case, Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes, is your client on as well?
No, Judge, he's not. These cases were already dismissed and he should have already been provided a copy of that.
Okay, sometimes, they get lost in all the electronic mail that we have.
I
Well-
do understand, Judge. I would ask that the DA send me a copy of the dismissal just so that I can have something in my file.
If I'm not mistaken, doesn't everybody get a copy of the document when it's completed?
If they're in court, they do.
I'm asking. I'm not sure.
Your
Right.
Honor, I think
I'm
once it's filed, Judge, and completely done, defense can go and look in and see that the cases have been dismissed. It is easier if I just provide a copy though. So
Okay.
I can see the defense in the actual dismissal.
That's all I need and I appreciate it. Thank you, Ms. Sanchez.
You're very welcome, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Next one is Miss Angela Blake.
Morning, Judge. I've got one client on page 6, 667-109,
What is his name?
Jonathan Jimenez. He is present on the Zoom, and we're asking for a trial setting.
Okay, your trial setting would be April the 4th of this year.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Mr. Jerry Valdez.
Morning, Judge. Page 1 at the very top, Mr. Kevin Olvera, 562-186. This is a recent from a couple of weeks, Judge. The state was supposed to obtain some video and to see how they were going to proceed on this. So I don't know if they've obtained that or not.
Do you need to be in a conference with the assistant district attorneys?
Yes, ma'am, and to see if they've procured those videos.
Is your client on?
He should be on, Judge. He does. Kevin Olvera?
Yes, sir, I'm on. Good morning, guys.
Yeah, yes, Judge. He's
Morning.
here.
All right. Well, Mr. Olvera, just hold tight while your attorney confers with the state.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Cesar Montalvo.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Cesar Montalvo here for Mr. Randy Salmeron. He's on page 6, case number 667510. Currently, I don't have an announcement. I'd like to confer with the state.
All right. Is your client on?
Yes, Your Honor, he's on.
Okay, Mr. Calderon, hold on and stay on the Zoom call until your attorney gets back from conferring.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Roland Garcia.
Morning, Your Honor. I have Stephen Gonzalez. He is logged into the Zoom meeting. We executed our plea paperwork yesterday. We're ready for a plea.
Excuse me, may I have the case number, please?
I'm sorry, yes, it's on page 1 of the docket. Case number is 614800.
And what was the name of the defendant again?
Stephen Gonzalez.
All right, so we are taking announcements. We'll be ready to start taking the pleas. What time, Aleda?
About 11:30, Your Honor.
Okay, so we're excused until 11:30?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Stephen, you can log out and come back at 11:30, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. We'll see you soon.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Joe Guglielmi.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I have two clients on the docket. The first one is Mr. Esquivel. He's on page 1 of the docket, 620776. It's also got a companion case, Your Honor, on page 2 of the docket, 638.
I'm sorry, hold on. What was that number again?
For his first case on page 1 of the docket, Your Honor, 620776.
Okay, and what is Mr. Esquivel's first name?
Jose.
Okay, and the next case?
Page 2 of the docket, Your Honor, 638030.
And what is your announcement?
We've submitted paperwork for I guess, a referral to the DWI court, Your Honor, and so we're in the process of doing that. This paperwork's already been submitted. We're waiting for the referral.
Okay.
So I guess just a reset for now, Your Honor, until I guess we get transferred and he does the evaluation and all that.
How much time do you think, Aleda, we would need? Maybe 30 days?
Your Honor, this case has already been reset for March 22nd, and the referral has been sent to you for signature.
Yeah, and I got a copy of the referral yesterday, Your Honor. You have signed off on it already, I believe.
Okay, I try to keep up. All right.
Yeah.
So March the 22nd, then, Mr. Esquivel, stay in contact with your attorney.
Okay, Jose, you can go ahead and log off. And I have another case, Your Honor, also on page 1, Luis Camacho, and that cause number is 620891. If I could confer with, I don't know if she's available, Ms. Sanchez. I know we previously conferred on this case prior. If I could have the opportunity to confer with her.
All right. And Mr. Camacho, is he on?
He is, Your Honor. He's present. I saw him on the Zoom earlier. Louis, can you announce, please?
I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay, just stay on. You can go ahead and mute and darken but stay on until your attorney gets back from conferring.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Mr. Rolando Arguelles.
Hi, good morning, Judge. I'm present. Hello?
I'm here.
Oh, sorry, Judge. I apologize. I'm present. I haven't had contact with my client, Your Honor. We've tried calling every single number for Jose Salazar Estrada and no reply. And the
Could
phone
you
is
tell
on.
me what his last name is? You kind of got metallic-y there.
Yes, Judge. Jose Salazar Estrada.
Jose Salazar Estrada.
Yes,
And
Your Honor.
what is the number of his case?
He was on page 4. I'm sorry, I apologize. How to move from my computer because I have another Zoom court running on the background. Not at want to interrupt, but I can.
That's going to be 662730, Judge.
Okay, and you have not been in contact with him?
Not since our last court date, Your Honor. I've tried contacting him, sending him letters, and nothing.
All right. What says the state?
What was that again, Your Honor? I'm sorry, I just came out of break room.
Mr. Estrada has not appeared, and Mr. Arguelles has not had an opportunity to be in contact with him. He's tried. So are you asking for a failure to appear issue?
Yes, we would respectfully request a KPS issued in this case.
All right. Failure to
Your
appear
Honor.
issue. Yes, sir.
I was gonna ask if we at least can get a recall for a week and send him another letter to his last known address, and maybe that'll help.
It's Judge Saldaña's policy not to issue the warrant for a week. So you'll have that opportunity to try. You might try seeing if you can get, I don't know what kind of bond he's on, but yesterday they found somebody by reaching out to the bondsman.
Yes,
So
Your Honor.
that might be a possibility, but Judge Saldaña doesn't issue the warrant for a week to allow the attorneys to come back in and see if they can reach them.
Thank you, Your Honor. And then I'll do that again, and I'll try and may I be excused, Judge?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. John Young?
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
I have a Mr. Michael Valdez. He is not on the screen. I talked to him this morning. Apparently, he's in a dead zone and is not able to log on this morning. I have talked to him. I don't know what the technical issue is. I'm not very technical myself. Anyway, he has a DWI set this morning. It is case number 657144 on page 3.
Are you asking for a reset?
I am, Your Honor. If the question is whether we want a trial or whether we want to enter a plea or I just reset to confer, I would like a trial.
Okay. April the 4th would be your trial date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
And I will convey that to him.
All right. And you already have a plea bargain offer to convey to him as well?
I don't know whether he has requested one historically. I don't have one written in my file, Your Honor.
All right. Well, if you would like to confer with the state before you sign off, we could put you in a breakout room to see, so that when you talk to your client, you also have the ability to communicate a possible plea. And if he decides to accept it, Aleda will be glad to work you in before that trial date.
And right at this point, Your Honor, I would ask just to get the trial date. You said April something?
April 4th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
And well, he's already gone. He had another case going on today. All right, so the next one is Mr. Joey Contreras.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm present with my client who is actually seated across the desk from me. He's of a generation a little older than me, and high technology does not agree with him at all. But I can flip around the laptop if you want to see.
Okay.
Hold on.
And what is his name?
I'm sorry, Judge, I didn't even announce that. Francisco Alvarado, and he's a 667-181.
Okay, what is your announcement, Mr. Contreras?
You know what, Judge, I'd really like to do is get in a room with a prosecutor and see if we can't put this thing to bed.
All right, I think we can facilitate a breakout room for you. And Mr. Contreras isn't going anywhere because he's there with you. So, all right, so you'll jump back in when you're ready to make your announcement after you've conferred.
I shall return, Judge.
Okay.
Ms. Susan Kramer?
Yes, Judge. I'm present on Selena Mendoza. She is on page 5, 662926. And she's in the Zoom somewhere.
Yes, I'm here.
Do you need her to unmute her video, Judge, so you can see her?
Yes.
Selena, there you go. Go ahead and unmute. She looks like she's on her phone, but go ahead and unmute your video so the judge can see that it's you, Selena.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you, but we
like
can't
your video.
see you.
Okay, so on my phone, I went to the link and it just called the number. It didn't show like
Oh,
the
she
video.
did. You didn't join the Zoom link. You did it by the phone number. You want her to, I mean, that's her, Judge, but you want her to Zoom back in and I can explain to her. She probably clicked on the phone number instead of the actual Zoom link.
What is her announcement?
I probably need to talk to the state just to double check. There is some manual video that's too large for e-discovery that I requested December 8th. I do not have that yet. So I might want to talk to the state to see if they can look into when I might be able to go down and pick that up.
Okay, Ms. Mendoza, while your attorney is conferring with the state, why don't you sign out and come back in with video? And as soon as she comes back from conferring with the state, you'll be present in that fashion for your announcement.
Okay, so I'll just hang this
Selena,
off
just
and-
exit the Zoom and I will explain to you what you really need to click on so that the judge will be able to see you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll put Ms. Kramer in a conference room with the state.
Okay, the next one would be Ms. Melanie Lita.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I have a client on page 2. Luna is the last name. It's the second to last, Eduardo Luna. On this case, I conferred with the state through chat right now, and we're going to apply for PTD. We're having a little bit of issues on this type of case with PTD. So we're asking for a reset with that to give the state a little bit more time. I anticipate some pushback.
Is your client?
Oh, yes, he is present.
Okay.
Señor, ¿estás ahí, señor Luna?
Sí, aquí estoy.
Buenos días. So you think maybe 30 days would be sufficient time?
If we could get slightly longer, because I do expect this to go all the way up to Jamisa.
Okay, so April the 13th?
That's perfect, Judge.
All right, thank you.
May we be excused?
Yes.
Thank you. Ya puede salir, señor. Hablo
Ok,
con usted
gracias,
después.
abogada.
Gracias.
Ok, gracias.
Bye-bye.
Okay, the next one is Mr. Genaro Cortez.
Hi, good morning, Your Honor. I'm here for Emmanuel Padron. He's at the bottom of page 6. Case number is 677018. Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. What is your announcement?
Okay, so I kind of have an issue. I no longer do court-appointed cases, and I think this case got appointed to me by mistake. While he was on bond for the DWI that I just announced, he picked up a second DWI, and he's got a new lawyer for that one. I was hoping the court can just reappoint this case to the new lawyer. It might be easier.
So you're no longer on the appointment list.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to look to Aleda for guidance on this. Aleda, does he need to file a motion to withdraw, or can we just simply reassign this case to the other attorney that's on the second DWI?
Your Honor, I will look into it. If you give me just 1 second, I wanted to know if I myself have done that or the system did that. Just give me 1 second. Okay, looks like the system appointed him, and
Mr. Cortez, when did you slide off the appointment list? Maybe it's not registered in the computer system, and you need to.
It might be my issue, Your Honor. I think I might have done it late. So I got off the felony. I want to say December or January, and I'm not sure when this case came through. So it might have been right in that gap. Either way, I just don't have time to do them misdemeanors anymore, or appointments anymore.
Your Honor, if I may, this case can be reassigned to the other counsel, so that'll be fine.
Okay, so then you'll get me an order for that today?
Today.
Or is it just manual
I can do it manually, Your Honor, and then I'll notify the other counsel.
Is your client on, Mr. Padron?
He's in jail, Your Honor. I think he
Okay.
might have an immigration hold.
All right,
All right.
thank you.
Next one is Ms. Laura Enriquez.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. I'm on Page 3, and my client's name is Victoria Hope Castillo, cause number 652877, and she is on.
Can you speak up? Is it Victoria Holt?
Yes, ma'am. I'm right here.
What is your last name?
Castillo?
So it's Victoria Holt Castillo?
Yes, ma'am.
Hope. Yeah, like in hope, as in esperanza, like hope.
Oh, Hope. Okay. All right. So do you want to make an announcement, Ms. Enriquez?
Yes, Your Honor. I did execute the paperwork. We did execute the paperwork for the plea, but we sent that to Mr. Laurie. I just sent it to Mr. King and Ms. Sanchez. So does that work for us to be able to do this at 11:30 today? But we're ready to plea. I just don't know. I'm sorry. It's my first time in this court. So I didn't know if I had done it. I sent it to the person I've been dealing with that did the stuff. And then I realized this morning it should have gone to them. So I just wondered if we were okay for the 11:30.
I'm going to have to ask Ms. Castillo if all the paperwork, or maybe the assistant district attorneys can chime in to see whether we're going to be ready.
Judge, I think that we're probably gonna have to redo it if it's with a different ADA. I still need to get your signature, and they won't be able to transfer that paperwork to you. So I'm gonna have to redo the paperwork so that way it goes to you for signature.
Okay, so are we able to do that today by 11:30, or do we need to reschedule this?
I can probably knock it out, Judge.
Okay, so then if we'll just sign back in at that time, Ms. Enriquez, with your client at 11:30.
Okay, and I did send this stuff to Ms. Sanchez, and it has my client's email, and it also has the plea paperwork signed by both her and I, and there might be some additional stuff, but we will be back on at 11:30 and no problem.
All right, thank you.
That would be pretty short from now, right? Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Your Honor, looks like Mr. Joe Guglielmin is back from conferring.
Yes, Your Honor. We're back from conferring on Mr. Camacho's case, 620891 on page 1. I spoke to Ms. Sanchez about it. Ms. Sanchez has asked for a reset so she could review the video discovery on it and come back with us with a more informed decision on what she would like to do. I know the previous case that we had, you set us to March 22nd, if that's possible to get this case set as well, so we can have them both on the same day.
Did we set you for March 22nd or March 28th?
I have it as March 22nd. I'm not sure if I perhaps wrote that down wrong.
22nd.
Okay.
Is that date okay, Your Honor?
That's fine.
All right, fantastic. Louis, you can go ahead and log off. I'll call you later to discuss, okay?
Alrighty, thank you so much, sir.
All right, Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Your Honor, the next one is Mr. Alfredo Sáenz.
Okay, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I represent Lisa Sáenz. She's on page 7, 670068. And I would like to confer with the state, possible.
All right. Is your client on?
She is, Your Honor.
Hello. Just, I guess, hold on until he's finished conferring then.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right, the next one is Mr. Efrain Torres.
Morning, Judge. I have two clients. The first one is going to be 655-829 Luis Sanchez.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
655-829 Luis Sanchez.
Okay.
Judge, we got an offer via email, Judge. Mr. Sanchez is not a U.S. citizen. He is not from this country. So I have to relay that offer over to the Immigration Council and see if that plea is going to suffice.
So are you asking for a reset?
Correct, Judge.
How much time do you think you need?
Probably no more than 30 days, Judge.
Will March the 28th work for you?
One moment, Judge. Yes, it should, Judge.
Okay.
And then, Judge, I have a young lady by the name of Miriam Menchaca, 665-033. And Judge, we also do have an offer, and she is DACA. So that we need to figure out whether an immigration attorney is going to allow this plea as well.
Okay. You want the same date?
That'd be great, Judge.
Okay.
May they all be excused, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Jesse Sanchez.
Yes, Judge, I'm present. I have an offer from the DA, so I need to confirm with the DA that it's still open, and if they can send me the paperwork and we can do a plea this at 11:30.
Okay. And I'm sorry, did you tell me what case it
No,
was?
I didn't. It's Gus Garcia, 648-553. I think the bottom of page 2.
And did you say you have a plea that you want to go ahead and do today?
We have an offer. I need to confirm the offer, make sure that it's still good. And then they'll send me the paperwork and we can do the plea.
Okay, so you want to confer with the state?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, and is your client on?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Mr.
Right
Garcia, just hold on until your attorney gets back from conferring with the state.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, thank you.
All right, looks like Mr. Joey Contreras has arrived from conferring.
Yes, reporting back, Your Honor, with reporting fruitful discussion.
Okay.
We had reached an agreement. The only little twist is that my client, who I recall I said is not computer savvy, he's, even worse than me, which is hard to believe. But I think we're going to have to do it the old fashioned. He doesn't even have an email account. So
Okay.
what we would propose, with the court's permission, is maybe the paperwork could be emailed to us, or we'll be happy to go pick it up, fill it out, and we can take it back to the court and do it anytime this week or whenever's convenient to the court to do the plea. Unless
Okay,
the court's got a better idea.
Well, we're going to ask Aleda to chime in, but I'm sure the documents can be emailed to you. You could print them and probably have them filled out by him while he's still there this morning.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that, Judge. Yes, we could do that. He's right here with me.
Okay, and so then I don't know whether or not, it appears to me that if he's there, we could probably still take the plea while he's there and you have the documents, and then you could scan and send them in.
Yes.
But after saying all that, I want to talk to the people who really know the system in Bexar County. And Ms. Castillo, would that work?
You are correct, Your Honor. And the plea paperwork, if it's ready for a plea, it is attached on the Zoom invite. So if he could go in there and I guess print them out, fill them out, scan it, send them right back to me, and then I'll send them to you by Adobe.
Ms. Castillo, you'll send it by Adobe?
I'll send it to the judge by Adobe.
Oh, it goes to the judge.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, Mr. Contreras, are you saying that you can fill out the Adobe version while your client is there and you're there and you can send that back? That will save a lot of problems, right, Ms. Castillo?
It would if he goes in and gives the state 2 different emails like his and then maybe his office, and then he could sign all that information right there and then. Otherwise, he would have to print it out and scan it.
Well, Yeah, we could do 2 emails.
Okay,
Th-
then
there's-
send it to
Maybe your
the,
assistant and yours.
Yes, and send that to the prosecutor? Ms.
yes, please.
Okay, got it. Well, we're gonna do that right now, and let's see if we can't get this done at the 11:30 hour.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Okay, I have Mr. David McElroy. No, he's not there.
Yep,
Okay.
sorry about that, Judge. Frank McElroy for my partner, David Volk. I think we're both on the notice of representation, but I'm appearing for him today. Judge, we have Matthew Alvarez.
Present, Your Honor.
It's going to be 622-131, Your Honor.
662-131.
Yes.
Okay.
And Judge, I thought this was on, I guess I was mistaken. I think if it's not, it's an older case. And we've conferred many times. This actually predates COVID. So I would just ask that it be placed on the trial docket, Your Honor, and we'll proceed from there.
Okay. So you want an April 4th date?
April 4th should work. Let me double check the calendar just to make sure, but I don't think that will be a problem.
Is your client on?
He is, Judge. He just introduced himself.
Yes, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you better actually than I can hear Mr. McElroy.
Yeah, Judge, April 4th is fine.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Alvarez, stay in contact with your attorney. And you're set for trial on April the 4th.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
May we both be excused.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thomas Beck, Mr. Thomas Beck.
Yes, I am present. I have 2 cases today.
Okay.
One case is Juan Elizondo.
I'm right here, sir.
And it's case number 659453. And then I have a plea, Angels Cerrato.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay. Is all that paperwork in on Angel Cerrato?
Are you asking me?
No.
Oh.
Miss Castillo.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to look for Mr. Cerrato's case. What was the case number on that one?
Uh, 665411.
665. Is that like, is this Mr. Cerrato's an add-on?
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay, very good.
You called me and put it on for today.
Hmm.
But if
Okay.
it's not,
It is not, but if the paperwork is ready, the judge will be happy to do it at 11:30. Miss Judge Ender, do you have the paperwork?
That
has
name
it
sounds
gone-
very familiar. Let me see. Is it 655-411? Did I hear that correctly?
Yes, Your Honor. 665-411.
Yes, there is paperwork on it.
Okay, very good. And everybody has signed, so you'll be good to go at 11:30, Your Honor.
could I confer on my other case, or if there's no one here to confer, I have other courts to go to?
Oh, there are.
Okay, I can put them in a breakout room.
I need to confer on Juan Elizondo. Is Juan online?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
That-
so you'll be back at 11:30 on Cerato,
I
and you're.
can't, I don't know, Judge. I hope so.
No, you
I mean,
will.
I got all sorts of courts that nothing's happening, and
You
so
will-
eventually.
You will be back at 11:30, but there are other pleas, so if you have other courts and you come in at 11:45 or 12, we're probably still going to be at it. So you will take your plea, Mr. Cerato, today, and then on Elizondo, you want to confer with the state right now.
Yes.
Okay, all right, so Mr. Elizondo, make sure that you stay on until your attorney gets back, and Mr. Cerato, make sure that you sign back in or you stay on at, because it's gonna be after 11:30 when we take your plea.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
Judge,
Your Honor.
This is Suzanne Kramer. If I might approach on Selena Mendoza.
All right.
Yes, I have conferred with the state, and this was the case where I had asked for some manual discovery that was too big for e-discovery. He is going to look into it to see if that's actually been done and get back to me. So we just need a short reset for that.
How much of a reset do you need?
I mean, I don't think it should take much time for the state to be able to get that done. And then, of course, I need to look at it. So 15 to 30 days. Just not much.
March the 28th.
Thank you very much, Judge.
All right,
Maybe
and I don't
the
know if your client made it back in or not. Is she on?
I believe she did.
Yes.
She told me that she was in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so then make sure you stay in contact with your attorney.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You too.
Mr. Randall Griner.
Yes, Judge, I have Mark Barrera. He's on the fourth page, 658-531. He is present.
Could you repeat that cost number? It was a little too fast for me.
658-531.
Yeah. No, están hablando el abogado y el
All right, and what is your announcement, Mr. Griner?
I'd like to go ahead and confer with the state. I think there were still some outstanding discovery issues that we needed to go over.
Okay, all right, Mr. Barrera, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay, Mr. Barrera, just go ahead and mute yourself and wait for your attorney to come back in after he confers with the state.
Would it be possible that you can go ahead and release him and I'll continue to confer anyway?
No, not at this time, because we want him to know if there's a reset date.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Your Honor, Cesar Montalvo, case number 667510 for Mr. Randy Salmeron. I've conferred with the state. We're discussing some discovery issue. I have filed a motion. I would like to be heard on it in the next 7 to 14 days, whatever is available in the court's docket for this motion.
Okay, Leda, do we have a date for him within 14 days?
Your Honor, at this point, we can set them for March 28th, but once I have that motion, I will be happy to bring it in at a sooner date within the 14 days. But I don't have that motion yet, and it has not been filed.
It's been filed this morning and accepted as well, probably about 8 o'clock this morning.
All right, well then let me look at the calendar. Bear with me. Your Honor, it'll have to be March the 3rd. But that would be March the 3rd at 1:30. And is this a motion to suppress?
No, it's just a discovery motion to produce a search warrant or a specific piece of evidence.
Okay. And if you could send me that, email me that motion along with the order, please, to my email address, and I will notify everybody that needs to be in the hearing.
Perfect.
March the 3rd, 1:30.
Okay, I have it. And Your Honor, may my client and I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
Thank you.
Frank McElroy again. I just appeared with Matthew Alvarez. There was a case, a separate case under a different cause number. It's going to be, I'm going to have the same announcement on that. It's going to be 663-833. I neglected to bring that up because I didn't see that on my calendar, but it was set today in this court.
Okay, what was that cause number again?
663-833.
Okay, and you also are asking that be set for trial?
Yes, Judge. I think these cases will resolve themselves. They're not related, but
Okay, April the 4th?
perfect.
Trial
Thank you.
date? All right, so they're both set on the same day.
Perfect. Thank you, Judge. May I be excused.
Yes, thank you.
And Judge, if I may, Jerry Valdez on page 1, top of the page, Kevin Olvera.
All right,
I've conferred with the state and with my client, Judge, and he wants to take this to trial, so we need a trial setting on this.
would that be April the 4th as well? Aleda?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, April 4th.
April 4th, okay, Judge. And then my client may be excused.
Yes, sir. Mr. Olvera, stay in contact with Mr. Valdez.
Okay. Okay, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, looks like Mr. Alfredo Science has returned from conferring.
Yes, Your Honor. I did confer, and we're in agreement that we probably have to do a little bit this discovery. I have to review some of the discovery, and we both agreed that this case should be reset for a future date.
Okay, March the 28th.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. That's it. May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Kim Gonzalez.
Thank you. Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here for Shannon Locke on Mr. David Padilla, 597802.
You're here for who?
For Shannon Locke.
Okay, and your client's name?
David Padilla.
Okay, and what is your announcement?
Judge, we were set for a plea. We're just waiting for the final plea paperwork. So if I need to touch base with the state, we still haven't received it.
Okay, and all right, so you want to confer with them about that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Padilla on?
He is on, Judge.
I'm here.
All right, Mr. Padilla, just stay on until your attorney gets back from conferring with the state.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Rochelle Acevedo.
Hi, Judge. If I can get in line to confer, I have Michael Soto on the docket.
And what is that cause number?
Oh, I apologize, Judge. Let me grab it. Um, 635665.
Okay. Is Mr. Soto on?
Judge, I believe he's in the courtroom or he's at.
Okay. All right. Go. All right. So you'll go ahead and confer with the state and we'll call the case again.
Courtroom is empty, Judge.
Thank you, Judge. Oh,
Is Michael Soto not in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Acevedo, are you sure that he's in the courthouse?
he showed up at 9 o'clock and I told him that the case wasn't set till 10. I'll reach out to him.
Yes, I'm outside the courthouse. Can I?
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I'm outside it's locked. The door's locked.
The door is locked to the courtroom?
No,
Yes.
it's not.
He might be in the wrong courtroom.
Have him try the door again. It's not locked.
Let me try. Oh, it's not locked.
Okay. All right. Well, go ahead and stay there till we hear back from your attorney.
Okay.
Okay, next one is Mr. Silverio Martinez. Okay, he must be busy. Silverio Martinez. Okay, looks like he may be in another Zoom.
Okay, so we have anybody else?
I have Mr. Silverio Martinez, but he must be very busy in another Zoom that he's not responding to ask to unmute.
Okay, do we have any announcements from anybody else?
Judge,
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Martinez.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing well. Judge, I have, I have two defendants on the docket today with 6 cases. It's 6-5-8-9-4-5.
Wait.
Six.
Yeah, tell me which defendant we're looking at, and then I'll write down the cause numbers.
Okay, it's Enedelia Ponce
Okay, what
and
are
Pablo Salazar.
are they in this? Are they co-defendants or do they have their own?
They're co-defendants.
Do they have the same cause numbers?
No, they're all different cause numbers, and that's one thing that I was going to discuss with the prosecutor, see if they wanted to consolidate.
Just so we have it clear for the record and for the court reporter, are they both named in each one of the informations?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. No, Your Honor. No, they're individually named.
Okay. Can we start with Ms. Ponce's cause numbers?
Yes, it's 6-5-8-9-4-5.
Okay.
4-6 and 4-7. Same number, but just 4-6, 4-7.
6-5-8-9-4-6 and 6-5-8-9-4-7.
Correct.
Okay. And then with Mr. Salazar?
That one is 6-5-8-9-3-6, 3-7 and 3-8.
Okay. And what is your announcement today?
We have a plea agreement on both of them, Judge, but I received the plea packets late yesterday. And so we didn't submit them. We didn't get them signed and submitted them to the court. So I was gonna ask the court if we could just reset it for the entry of the plea.
Okay.
The offer was accepted.
All right. So Aleda, when can Mr. Martinez bring in Ms. Ponce and Ms. Ponce and Mr. Salazar in for their pleas?
Would February 24th be okay? And if the paperwork is ready, let's say tomorrow, we can bring them in tomorrow at 11:30.
Yes, I may be able to get it. I don't know what the process or how difficult the process is.
The process is quite simple. She's giving you a date certain, so it doesn't fall through the cracks, but they're very amenable to having you submit the paperwork and say, I've got it all ready and my clients are available today. And, you know, if they're not terribly busy, they will work it in, for example, tomorrow or next week or the week after.
Your Honor, this particular plea, though, does have a forfeiture agreement with it that needs to be drafted by the state, signed by the defense and the defendant, and you, of course. I am drafting that. I was not able to get to it yesterday, Mr. Martinez, but once that's taken care of, then we can knock out the plea whenever the court has time.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Martinez, did you understand that you need to be in contact with the court and make sure all the paperwork is in, and then look to a time when you can be moved up for the plea?
I will do that, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes. Your
you.
clients are excused as well. Stay in contact with Mr. Martinez to make sure all that paperwork gets in.
Okay, Mr. Jesse Sanchez has arrived from confirmed.
Yes, yes, Judge, I'm here. I'm getting the paperwork. I just sent a chat to Alita if I could reset this for a plea. I have two other courts that I'm very late for. That way I can get the paperwork done, and even we could do it tomorrow at 1:30 if possible.
Aleda?
mean,
Your
at
Honor,
11:30.
whenever the paperwork is ready, we can do it. I don't know if you would be ready to do it at 1:30. I know that we try to get these things out prior to then. It's up to you, Your Honor.
If we could do it at 11:30 tomorrow, Judge, it should be fine.
If you get the paperwork in, I'm sure that Aleda can accommodate you.
Okay, I will, Judge. I'm going to announce in the other courts, and then I'll get all the paperwork done. And I'm
All right.
going to tentatively set it for tomorrow at 11:30.
Stay in contact with Aleda on that to make sure she's got it down.
Okay, I will, Judge. May be excused.
Yes,
And
thank you.
my client, he's on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, if I may, I apologize. There was one third defendant that I have. Also, same announcement, so I'm assuming same dates.
Okay, so what cause number is that?
That's David Rodriguez, and it's 652952.
David Rodriguez?
Correct.
And so you'll get a firm date then of I think February the 24th. However, as I explained, Bexar County, and especially Judge Saldaña's court, you can contact Aleda Castillo, the court coordinator, if you've got all your paperwork in, and they'll work it into a time period that's usually at 11:30 on a daily basis. Is that correct, Ms. Aleda?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, I didn't want to overspeak there.
No, you're good.
All right.
Okay, that should be it then. Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Randall Griner has returned.
All right.
Yes, Judge, on Mark Barrera, 658-531, we have conferred. State wanted some time to look at the file before they extend an offer.
Okay, well, let's set you for March the 28th.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, and Mr. Barrera, you were excused. Stay in contact with your attorney. He's muted, so hopefully he got the message.
I've got his phone number. I can get him.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, looks like I need to do some re-invites to other counsel that are probably in other courtrooms.
Excuse me, Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, sir.
Hello, good morning to you. My name is Pavel. I'm not on your docket this morning. I was assigned for a hearing on Monday, and I did not receive notification of that until yesterday. So I missed it, and apparently there's a failure to appear. It is Miss Saldaña's, Judge Saldaña's courtroom.
Who's your attorney?
Jonathan Ross.
Aleda, can
Your
we
Honor, if he
set
could
for
give me a
tomorrow?
case number.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Case number?
Yes, ma'am. 670-808.
Okay, yes, looks like he was scheduled to be here on the 7th.
Yes, ma'am.
And he has arrived. Does he have contact with his lawyer?
I have attempted, and I receive a voicemail, and of course I leave messages, but I've yet to get a reply back. So no, ma'am, I'm not able to communicate with my attorney.
Your Honor, if I may, I can do a invite to Mr. Ross and hopefully he'll come in. So if you want to be patient and wait.
Mr. Vella, will you just hold on and mute yourself, and we'll try to get a hold of Mr. Ross.
Yes, ma'am. Most definitely. I appreciate your efforts. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So are we just waiting on attorneys, Ms. Valeda?
Yeah, I was muted. Yes, Your Honor. Some of the clients are here and other counsels should be probably in other Zooms. And they usually be coming in slowly but surely. So if you want to, you can take a little break or wait up to the other parties that are coming out from conferring. I think we have 2 attorneys conferring right now, and I don't know who's coming in. But
all right, well, why don't we take a short 5-minute break?
yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Gonzalez or Aleda, in reference to Padilla 597802. That
Yes,
paperwork,
I'm sorry.
that paperwork has been done, Ms. Gonzalez. Javier Garcia signed the actual plea packet. So that is with the defendant's email address. If you'd like to chat me his email address just to make sure it's the correct one, I can make sure that his paperwork goes right to him. The obstruction paperwork, though, is going to go to you, and I'm going to do that right now. Once that's done, we'll be good to go.
Okay, thank you. I'll send that to you right now.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
Good morning. This is Sharon Thorne, attorney. I don't know. I need to make an announcement because I don't know if
I think
I never showed up.
On a small recess, Ms.
I think
Thorne.
Judge might have walked away for a minute. Sharon.
Oh, I'm back. We were on recess for 5 minutes. Yes, what was your announcement, Ms. Thorne?
My announcement on Natalie DeLeon, unless she showed up, is not ready. I've had no contact with her. I've tried to send her voicemails, text to all the numbers I have on her, but I don't believe, unless she showed up.
Ms. Thorne, what is the cost number for Ms.?
I'm sorry. I apologize. 661-289.
Okay. I'm not sure we got everybody back, but anyway, have you reached out to her bond company?
Not recently, but the numbers I got were from her bond company. And in the last couple of months, I've tried these numbers, and I tried it again yesterday. I texted him, I called. I can continue to try to get a hold of her bondsman, Your Honor. But I called at least 3 different numbers and none of them worked.
Can we call out Natalie De Leon's name in the courtroom and in the hall?
Natalie, what was the last name?
De Leon?
Yes, ma'am. 1 second.
So Ms. Thorne, Judge Saldaña's practice, I'm told, is that she holds off signing the warrant on a failure to appear for a period of 1 week, which will allow you and the bonding company a little bit more time to try to see if you can reach Ms. De Leon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. May I be excused if she doesn't show up?
Wait till we get the announcement from the deputy. I was just kind of letting you know that that's their practice. They don't sign it right away.
No answer, Judge.
All right, we'll issue a failure to appear. And as I explained, Ms. Thorne, it's their practice. They're not going to sign that for a period of a week. So that gives you a chance to reach out to the bonding company. Maybe they can locate her.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
All
Maybe.
right. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Your Honor, I believe Kim Gonzalez had come back from conferring. Is this the plea that's going to be ready?
We have finished half of the paperwork. We're just waiting for the client to sign and for the obstruction paperwork to be sent. So I'm really not sure.
So
we were hoping to get it done today. We'd like to get it done today.
As long as the defendant signs the paperwork, Aleda, we should be good to go. I'm almost done with the obstruction paperwork.
Okay. So it's going to be a plea.
Yes, Your Honor. And if I could, may I please have my client in a breakout room?
That would be David Padilla. All right.
David Padilla, yes, ma'am.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Okay, looks like Mr. James Alterstorff joined us. He's on page 2, case number 641788. Isa Moore.
Judge, I don't, I'm a little confused. I was told that case was removed from 13 into 11. I appeared last week in 11 without Mr. Moore, and we rounded him up, and I thought 11 still had it. I don't think I'm clear on how come it's back, or it's over with you. Now, he does have a case with you, but I thought they all got transferred to 11, quite frankly. I mean, his 13 case was an assault, and your case, which I think is a fraudulent license tag or something, I thought it all got moved over to 11, Judge. So that's why I'm kind of puzzled.
What is the name of your client?
Asa Moore. And interestingly, I did not receive a Zoom from 11 today because I was there last week. We reset it for today. Mr. Moore knew about it, and I never got it. I've been very busy, obviously, with felonies. I came over from the 187th to you right now, but he was reset from last Wednesday to today, and I confirmed that with Mr. Moore. And I'm pretty sure we were with Judge Stolhansky last week, and I was under the impression that your case, which used to be along with his case in 13, were both transferred to 11. But
what cause number is that?
Judge, I don't know. I just don't have anything in front of me because I just thought I'd zoom in. And he has a pending felony in the 144th, no, excuse me, 290th.
That cause number, Judge?
Yes.
641788.
And Mr. Moore, the state in that case is pretty much holding out for time. So Mr. Moore has not wanted to enter a plea on the case in the 290th. That's still pending. So there's not much we could do anyway on these two. And it looks like, I guess the transfer hasn't occurred. So, or you and I wouldn't be talking about his case in your court, but they've been pretty old, including the case in the 290th is pretty old. It's a felon in possession case.
Aleda, do you know whether this case has been transferred to another court?
It has not, and I'm trying to look to see if the coordinator has requested it. Usually the coordinator has to request it. I don't send it off by just the attorney.
I've never.
But we will transfer this as soon as possible. Yeah, I am looking, and we will transfer it. I do see that she just emailed Ms. Garcia, and we'll transfer this case to 11.
Yeah, remembering that they have two new coordinators, you know, people that are, I think, kind of, they were clerks, but they've never been coordinators in both, because they've added family violence initiative to 11 and to 8. So I've had a number of cases transferred out of 13 to 11 and 8. This would be one of them, even though this one isn't family violence in your court. So
we'll get it transferred, Mr. Alterstorff. We'll send the order today.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Aleda,
anything else?
Well, later, could I get back with you later on the Ortega plea voucher? We did that yesterday, and I didn't come back in the afternoon because I had to go pick up medication for a family member. That was the Ortega plea. So I'll get back with you later.
That's fine, sir.
Okay, yeah, I would just need a voucher on it filled out. Thank you, Judge, everybody. Let me go back to 187.
Okay.
Your Honor, this is Tim Roundtree. Could I approach with an off-docket matter?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Judge, I didn't hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks. If you said no, I didn't want to keep talking. So Judge, actually, Miss Fan was on the docket this morning. Her case number, I'm trying to recall.
Is that Laura Fan?
It is. It
I
is.
think you had 654-075. If I looked distracted, I was trying to find my notes involving you. That's why.
Yes, no problem. No problem, Judge. So this is DWI second. She's required as a condition of bond to have interlock. Her car was involved in an accident, not in any way related to this offense or alcohol. And it needs to be repaired, but the insurance company will not take it and repair it while there's an interlock installed in it. So I filed a motion requesting the removal of the interlock. The vehicle will be in the care of the insurance company. It will not be in her care. They will actually have the interlock people come over and remove it. And then in the order, I've also put in there that she's not to operate any vehicle that's not equipped with an interlock. And you probably don't have the motion yet because I filed it, but it hasn't been accepted. But I wanted to see if I guess until we get that done, she can't get her car repaired.
Okay, well, Mr. Richardson is really good. I mean, I'm assigned for a few days for Judge Saldaña's court while she's out, and I'm getting orders and motions from Mr. Richardson after hours and before 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm sure as soon as he gets it, he will process it and send it to me.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
And you can follow up with Aleda or Mr. Richardson, I guess, to make sure it's signed.
Okay, that's fine. Corey, do I need to do anything else?
No, sir. If I think I missed what you were saying there for a second. Do you just want to chat what you need me to do?
I think Ms. Castillo's reaching out to me right now. I'll chat with her, and if we need you, we'll come back to you, Corey.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And I'll take care of it.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Okay, looks like Mr. Abelardo Garza has arrived.
Yes, sir, Mr. Garza.
Yes, I've got Joshua Alderete, 671196. I think we're supposed to apply for PTD on that. Judge.
So do you want to be in a conference room with the assistant district attorneys?
Yes, please. Is my client here, Judge?
I do not know. Mr. Alderete, is he here? I don't see him. Is he in the courtroom by any chance?
No, Judge. No,
I'll
Judge.
try to call him. I'll try to call him, Judge. If I could get in with a prosecutor, I would appreciate that.
Okay. I'm sure they'll facilitate that for you.
Ms. Castillo, this is Tim Roundtree.
Yes, sir. I've got the case number.
You got my chat? Okay. Thank you.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, this is Roland Garcia. I'm here with my client, Steven Gonzalez, reporting back for a plea.
Okay, as soon as we're ready to start that, Leda will let me know.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, so I believe that 614-800 on Mr. Roland Garcia's case, it may be on your place to sign, Your Honor.
All right, so are we ready to go forward on that plea?
If once it's been signed by you, we are ready to go, Your Honor. And I believe that the state is ready. Mr. Jeff King is in the gallery.
I am.
Hold on one second. Let me search for it. I have a number of emails from the court. So that's 614-800.
614, what was the last three?
4800. Stephen Gonzalez.
Okay.
Okay, I have the plea packet before me. Okay, let me see. So I am switching back and forth between screens. Where is your client, Mr. Gonzalez?
Move it.
Mr. Gonzalez, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, all right. Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, you can put your hand down. All right, you've had enough time to speak with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
You talked to him about the facts and circumstances in this particular case?
Mm-hmm.
And you discuss any possible way to defend against the charges?
Yes.
And he explained to you that the state had offered a plea bargain
Yes, they have.
and you decided to accept that plea bargain?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was your decision alone?
Mhm.
Okay. I'm going to ask you some more questions about yourself and the documents you signed. If at any time you don't understand me, will you let me know?
Yes, ma'am.
If at any time you want to stop and speak to your attorney, will you let me know?
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Gonzalez, how old are you?
I'm 27.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
27 years old?
Okay. And up to what grade did you get in school?
Yes, ma'am.
Up to what grade did you get in school?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said did I do good score? Like, yeah. But I did. I graduated with my diploma, and then I took. I think it's called STVK for trade school. So I have my mechanic certification.
So is that what you work in?
Yes, ma'am. I do. I do my own. I have my own mobile mechanic business. It's small, but it's getting there. Trying to get it bigger as big as I could.
That's wonderful. Okay. So you had an opportunity to read all the documents and go over them with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you signed a consent to plea by video conference, right? So you understand that this is being recorded and it's actually on YouTube and you're okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And it looks like you signed a waiver of constitutional rights and court's admonitions, and it's a form that documents that you know and you understand that you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon, of a handgun. Is that the charge?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's a Class A, and you understand the range of punishment is $0 to $4,000 fine or up to a year in jail.
Yes, ma'am. I do.
And the plea bargain is that you're going to plead no contest. You're, is that correct?
Yes.
And you're indicating to me that you understand you have a right to trial by jury. You're giving up that right. I'm going to hear the case instead. Is that what you want?
Yes, ma'am.
You're giving up your right to that trial by jury, so there's no need for the state to bring in the witnesses because you've signed this document and basically it's an admission. So they're not going to bring any witnesses. Your lawyer's never going to have an opportunity to cross-examine them. Did you understand that?
Yeah.
And you've raised the very important right to remain silent and require the state to prove up the case. Although you're not pleading guilty, you're pleading no contest. So basically, that's an admission to me because you're not contesting it. So you understand that, and is that what you want to go with?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you understand that you're telling me that you're voluntarily and freely giving up these rights?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Okay, and you are giving up, well, you're basically telling me that you understand what you're doing. So there's no question about your mental competency.
No.
And are you a citizen of the United States?
Well,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay, all right. So is it your wish to go forward and enter your plea? Is it your wish to go forward, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I didn't. It was cutting off.
Okay, and are you satisfied with the services of your attorney? You think he did a good job for you?
Yes, ma'am. He did a great job.
No complaints.
No.
Mr. Garcia, you've spoken with your client who fully understands the nature of the proceedings, knowingly waived his rights, and wishes to go forward.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So to the charge of unlawful carrying of a handgun, how do you plead?
No contest.
And are you entering that no contest plea because freely and voluntarily without any kind of consideration of fear or having been threatened or coerced in any way?
Repeat that, please.
Nobody's forced you or coerced you in any way to enter your plea of no contest?
Yes, no one.
All right. And you understand the range of punishment?
Yes.
So are you freely and voluntarily entering your plea?
Yes, no one. Yes.
Okay. What is the plea bargain?
Your Honor, that is a $750 fine, 24 months deferred adjudication, 48 hours of community service. The Drug Offender Education Program, also known as DOEP. Lab restitution, which I'm not sure which lab they're pertaining to, Judge. I'd have to get that number for probation, or it can be determined by CSCD.
Okay.
The state and defense have agreed that the weapon will be forfeited to defense counsel. And in exchange for this plea, Judge, the state has agreed to take into consideration cause number 2019 CR 12584, which is a possession of a controlled substance, PG, in the 227.
Excuse me, counsel, I didn't quite hear that. PG what?
It's a PG2, possession of a controlled substance, PG2, and that is currently in the 227th District Court.
Is that the plea bargain as you understand it, Mr. Garcia, Mr. Gonzalez?
It is, Your Honor.
Is there anything further on the guilt or innocence?
No, Your Honor, not from the defense.
In accordance with the plea bargain agreement, the court will defer your adjudication, place you on period of probation for a period of 24 months, $750 fine, 48 hours of community service. Are you vaccinated?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So Judge Saldaña has a policy that she will give up to 24 hours of community service if you are vaccinated. So for your first vaccination, you would get 8 hours credit. For your second, you would get another 8 hours. And for your booster, you would get another 8 hours. So you would have to just, if you decide you want to do that, you would just present that evidence to your probation officer and you would get credit for that. All the other conditions that were, special conditions that were recited by the prosecutor, we're ordering the forfeiture of the weapon to the defense counsel and the consideration of the 2019 CR 12584 PG possession. Is there anything further? Did I miss anything?
Your Honor,
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, from the defense, I prepared an order to release the firearm to myself. How do you want me to get that to you?
I'm assuming that you e-file it. I don't know. Does it go to you, Aleda, or does it go through e-filing?
It's a motion to e-file, please, along with an order for you.
Okay, so I think there's a problem with the documents. I'm not sure how you change it, but one of the dates on here says 2009. So.
Is that on the plea paperwork, Your Honor? Is it just?
Yes, it's trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Somehow it's got February 9th, 2022, but there was another place where I was looking at and it had a different. Oh, it's not that one. It's the defendant's waiver. And it's got the 9th day of February of 2009 on it.
Weird. It's not an issue, Judge, if we just make it clear on the record and then the clerks can perhaps fix that if the paperwork goes to them.
Okay. All right, then I have signed the document and I guess it gets transmitted somehow by the little internet fairies. Okay. So Mr. Gonzalez, you're going to be put in a virtual room with a probation officer and get a little more orientation before you're done for the day.
No problem.
Ms. Acevedo, did you have an announcement for the court?
Yes, I did.
May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Well, no, who said that?
This is Roland Garcia.
Oh, yes, sir.
Thank
You
you.
may.
Judge. Have a good day.
And Judge, this is Rochelle Acevedo. I had Michael Soto on the docket. I
Yes.
conferred. I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I conferred. I got an offer, Judge. I need to relay that offer to my client. I don't know. Do you need the case number?
No, I have it. It's 635-665.
Yes. So Judge, if we can get a short reset so that I can go over the offer with him.
Miss Aleda?
Let's see, a short, just to come back, we'll put you back on February 24th. And if the paperwork is ready, we can do it anytime sooner than that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, may we be excused? And Judge, I believe my client is now actually in the courtroom, if he can be excused as well.
Oh, yes. Did he hear that?
Yes, Judge, he understands.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, this is Abelardo Garza. I'd like to make an announcement on mine. 671196.
Hold on one second. Let me just locate it. Okay, what is your announcement?
Judge, apparently he's picked up a new case, which is set for arraignment on the 15th. I have not been able to contact them. I'd like to just, I guess, hold this case to the 15th to see if I can get a hold of him or if he shows up.
Do you know which court it's in?
It's a brand new case, Judge, and I'm sure it's going to be assigned here. It's 677359 is the new case.
That's correct, Judge. The court that's assigned to that case is County Court 9 as well.
Okay. So Leda, is it all right if we schedule it for the same date as the arraignment, the 15th?
Yes, Your Honor, that'll be fine.
Okay. And that's at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Maybe I'm missing. Which one should we proceed with next?
Your Honor, I believe Mr. Marshall White has just arrived, and I am looking for the case on Mr. 649613. I do know that it's a Spanish interpreter that needs to come in, and I need to see if both paperwork has been done, English and Spanish.
Aleda, I don't, and I'm sorry to interrupt. I've spoken with my client. I believe he has a understanding enough of the English language. We had conversed via phone, and I don't think that we're going to need an interpreter at this standpoint.
Can we stand excuse me, can we stand in recess for 5 minutes?
Of course, Your Honor.
I mean, you all can continue. I'm just going to go ahead and step out for just 5 minutes.
Alida, could you possibly put me in a room with the prosecutor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Ms. Castillo, if I can trouble you for a second.
Yes, Mr. Castillo.
I spoke with my attorney, Ms. Hernandez. She said she's out sick right now. But she says I'm also waiting for I guess a felony court appointed attorney. She says she's not the attorney on my felony charge. So I'm not, I just really wanted to make sure I was in the right courtroom. Or if we can get things situated where if they're going to reschedule it another time or something. I'm not certain what's going on right now. I just got off the phone with her. She said she sent you an email.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Let me go ahead and look for that email.
Okay. Is it okay if I keep my microphone on right now while I'm conversating with you?
Yeah, I just saw her email. You are excused. Contact your attorney and we'll give her a reset date.
Is that Ms. Hernandez, or do you know my felony court appointed attorney?
Let me see.
I don't have that information. Okay, I'm gonna sit over here on this side so I can write this information down.
It looks like it's Mr. Milton Butler.
Milton, okay, let me get a pen just a second if I can, if you may. Milton. And would you happen to have his telephone number?
It's 210-525-0900.
Yeah, okay, 525-0900. Milton Butler.
Milton
Okay.
Butler.
Okay, so if I'm going to be excused, should I contact him first, or are they going to reschedule my court date right now?
That is a felony court. You would have to talk to him on that. And as far as your misdemeanor court, you would talk to your attorney for the misdemeanor, and that would be Ms. Julia Hernandez. Okay, so just keep in touch with her.
So you're saying, am I excused now, and you want me to call both of them, or do you want me to stay on this Zoom call?
No, you're excused. You're free to log off.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. You have a nice day.
You as well.
Hi, Leda. It's Luis Martinez.
I'll be right with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Martinez. I think we have you down here for, is it for a plea, if I'm not mistaken?
We had a plea on Mr. Flores. I apologize for being late. I had in person and a bunch of Zooms this morning, so I'm kind of all over the place. I don't see him on. I will contact him. Do you want us to come back in the afternoon for the plea, or what do you want us to do?
Is the paperwork ready? I think you may need to call, go in a breakout room and talk to the state and see where the paperwork is. And then if they're ready, yes, we can do it today as soon as possible.
Okay. I emailed you. I've got a case I need to plead as part of a felony plea deal.
Okay.
And so, and Judge Boyd wants to know what date I can plead that so she can reset it.
Okay, well, talk to the state and see when the paperwork can be ready, and we'll be happy to do it tomorrow for that matter.
Okay.
Let me put you in a breakout room.
Sure.
All right. Okay, Mr. Gable. Did you say something about your plea paperwork that we didn't need a Spanish interpreter? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, that's correct. I've conversed with the client. I've gone over his plea paperwork with him. I don't see the need that we need one. Now,
Okay,
you know, and here's the difficulty I have. My client's not here with me. If we end up needing one, which I do not foresee that being the case, because we're doing stuff over the lunch hour, my secretary's out and I do not speak Spanish. So I don't think we will need one. I've conversed with the client, but you know, that's what I can say.
well, the main thing is he needs to understand what he is signing.
Oh, I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware. But I don't foresee Jesus, can you hear me? Caesar, you got it. Yeah, he's there. He's under Jesus Ballesteros.
Oh.
Caesar, you got to turn yourself off mute. You're on mute. I think he's on a phone, Aleda.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. I'm trying to look for that paperwork.
Can you hear me?
Which case are we on now?
Okay, Miss Judge under Jesus Cesar Ballesteros, and he is on page
He's on page 3.
649613. I'm trying to look see have you gotten that paperwork? I do have one that
Can you repeat the number again?
649613.
Okay, let me see.
I think it was sent. And one, these are old.
I cannot locate it on mine.
I think I have one, but Judge Saldaña signed it. And I don't know if that was Red Bose's that sent one. Okay, so that's taken a little while. Is Jeff, Mr. King, can you check on other ones to see if the paperwork is ready, maybe while we look into these other ones?
For which one?
Well, I had here that we were going to do a plea on Kim Gonzalez for David Padillas, 597802. I've got
Okay.
that one in line. I have the other one as far as 652972 with Carlos Garcia, that's Jerry Valdez. And then I had 6594531 Abundio Elizondo with Mr. Thomas Beck.
That was for Angel Serrato.
Oh, that was for Angel Serrato, 665411.
665411.
Yes, on Mr. Beck, on the other one, did you announce to the judge after you conferred on Mr. Elizondo?
There hadn't really been anyone to confer with. So I would ask that case be reset.
How much of a reset do you want?
Just a 30-day. I know he's been here all morning.
March 28th.
And that would have been on Juan Elizondo, correct?
Correct.
Thank you very much, Judge.
So
the other one, I think they're working on the paperwork on 667181 with Mr. Francisco Alvarado.
So are we
with
ready to
Mr.
go
Joey
forward?
Contreras.
Sorry. My apologies, Your Honor. For that one, Leda, they said they sent over the paperwork. They did it by hand.
Okay, I'll look for it.
So are we ready to go forward on Angel Serrato?
Yes, Judge.
Is Mr. Serrato on?
Mr. Serrato, where are you?
I don't see him.
He's on. He just was on.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
And that would be with Mr. King, ADA King, Jeff King.
And defense counsel?
Thomas Beck. Thomas Beck for Mr. Serato.
Okay. Mr. Serato, raise your right hand.
Eduardo,
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Serato, I'm going to ask you some questions. If at any time I do not make myself clear or you don't understand, will you let me know?
Yes, ma'am.
You can put your hand down. Okay. If at any time you want to stop and speak to your attorney, will you let me know?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Up to what grade did you get in school?
Ninth grade.
Are you still in school?
Not at the moment.
All right. Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you have an opportunity to speak with your attorney about the facts and circumstances in your case? Any possible way to defend against the charges? And did he explain the plea bargain that was being offered to you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And did you decide to accept the plea bargain after you consulted with him?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the services of your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
You think he did a good job for you?
Yes, ma'am.
No complaints.
No complaints.
All right. Did you read all the documents before you signed them?
Yes, ma'am.
So you understand that you gave up certain rights that you have by law?
Yes, ma'am.
And you also signed a consent to plead by video conference?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. And that you agreed to enter a plea of no contest to that.
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand the range of punishment for that class A is confinement in a jail for up to a year and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that you want to go forward and plead?
Yes, ma'am.
You're giving up your right to a trial by jury. You're not going to ever see any witnesses. Your lawyer's never going to have an opportunity to cross-examine them. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to hear the case instead. Is that what you want?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You have given up your right to remain silent, even though you're pleading no contest. I'm basically going to take that as an admission since you are not contesting the charges. Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you freely and voluntarily waiving up these rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you mentally competent?
Yes, ma'am.
Nobody's ever questioned your mental competency?
No, ma'am.
All right. And let's see. So do you want the information read aloud or do you understand what you're charged with?
We waive the reading of the information, Judge.
You understand you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon?
Yes, ma'am.
And how do you enter your plea?
No contest.
I did not hear you.
What was that, ma'am? I'm sorry.
How do you enter your plea to the charge of unlawful carrying of a weapon?
No contest.
No contest.
And are you entering your plea of no contest freely and voluntarily without anybody forcing you to do so?
Yes, ma'am.
And I neglected to ask Mr. Beck, you've spoken with your client. Do you feel he understands the nature of the proceedings, knowingly waived his rights and wishes to go forward?
Yes, Judge.
All right. So you're freely and voluntarily entering your plea of no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the plea bargain?
Yes, Your Honor. We are asking for 1 year deferred adjudication, no guns, a defensive driving course, a TAP evaluation, DOEP, random UAs, an $800 fine with $800 suspended, court cost, forfeit the weapon, and MRT. taking into consideration magistrate case number 627-990, with the understanding that magistrate case number 627-991 has been dismissed and will not be refiled.
I'm sorry, what was that last number?
627-991.
All right, is that the plea bargain as you understand it, Mr. Serrato?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that the plea bargain as you understand it, Mr. Beck?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. In accordance with the plea bargain, the court will defer adjudication, place you on probation for a period of 1 year. Special conditions are no guns, defensive driving, TAP. I'm not sure if I'm getting all this right. Is the DOPE? Random UAs, $800 fine, suspended. The court costs, forfeit the weapon, and MRT, and they will take into consideration 627-990 and 627-991 has been dismissed. Did I get that right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. Deferred adjudication is a really good deal, Mr. Serrato. Did you understand that there is kind of a bite to it? If you don't complete your probation successfully, the state can come back in and file a motion to have your offense or your charge adjudicated, which means you would have a record. If you complete your probation successfully, then you have the opportunity to go in and file and ask that that record be cleaned up. Did you understand that, Mr. Serrato?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, just take it as a warning that if you don't do well on probation, it will have a bite.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so make sure that you pay attention to all the conditions and that you complete your probation successfully. You're going to be placed in a conference room with a probation officer to get an orientation on what's going to happen next.
Okay, that's fine.
Anything further on Mr. Serrato's case?
No, Judge.
Not from the state, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Do not leave, Mr. Serrato. You're going to get transferred.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome.
Alita, this is Marshall White.
Mr. White, you're back from conferring. You're ready to announce to the judge?
No, I'm not. I mean, I spoke with Corey, which was okay, but I did not speak with an ADA.
Okay, I'll put you in a breakout room. And Your Honor, I have forwarded you the documents on Mr. Joey Contreras' client, and that would be Francisco Alvarado, case number 667181.
Okay, what is that cost number again?
667181.
All right, is Mr. Francisco Alvarado there?
Yes, Judge, he's sitting to the right of me, and my name's Taylor Wood. I'll be doing the plea for Mr. Alvarado. The plea paperwork was completed by Joey Contreras, another attorney at our office.
All right. Mr. Wood, can you hear me?
Mr. Alvarado is right here.
Oh, I'm sorry. There are, the names were inverted. Okay. Okay, Mr. Alvarado. Can you hear me?
Yes. Puta que salió dice que estaba en mute. ¿Cómo es eso son mute?
Mr. Wood, would you raise your right hand?
Mr. Alvarado.
I'm sorry, Mr. Alvarado. It's confusing to me. Okay. Thank you. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Alvarado, I'm going to ask you some questions about the documents you signed and about yourself and the plea. If at any time I ask you something you do not understand, will you let me know?
Okay.
Okay. How old are you, sir?
67.
6'7" or 5'7"?
6'7".
Okay. I guess the mask might and the internet might be masking that. Okay. And up to what grade did you get in school, sir?
If you want, but they can hear.
I'm sorry, who's speaking?
There is a defendant judge that keeps unmuting himself. I think he's a Spanish speaker. He may need to be spoken in Spanish.
Who
Yeah.
was that? Who is that?
Ballesteros, Jesus Ballesteros.
It's
Mr.
my
Ballesteros,
client.
are you a defendant or an attorney?
He's a defendant, Judge. He's my client.
Okay. And does he need to be spoken in Spanish?
I don't, it's a tough question. I'm able to converse with him in English. I don't know.
Well, for some reason, he's not muted. You want to be put in a breakout room so you can talk to him?
Please, Judge.
Okay.
Okay.
Does he need to actually take that invite? Does he understand that?
I'm not sure he's really familiar with technology, Judge. Jesus, you're going to have to click on a button. Okay. They've sent you an invite. I'll meet you in that room.
Okay, he's in.
Back to Mr. Alvarado. I'm so sorry for that.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Alvarado, up to what grade did you get in school?
9.
Okay. Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you read all the documents you signed?
Yes, I did.
You went over them with Mr. Contreras or Ms. Wood?
Yes.
Okay. And you know that you're giving up certain rights that you have by law?
Yes.
So you understand that you agreed to take your plea on video conference? Is that
Yes.
what you want to do?
Yes, I do.
And you understand that you're charged with the offense of DWI
Yes.
and you're pleading no contest?
Yes.
And that offense carries a range of up to $2,000 fine and up to 180 days in jail?
Yes.
And you're giving up your right to a trial by jury. I'm going to hear the case instead.
Yes.
And you are giving up your right to confront witnesses in open court or have the state of Texas prove up the case against you.
Yeah.
And you're freely and voluntarily giving up those rights.
Yes.
And you're mentally competent.
Yes.
So you understand what you're doing.
Yes.
All right. And you spoke about your case with your attorney and talked about any possible way to defend against the charges.
Yes.
And after that, you decided to accept the plea bargain and it was your decision alone,
Yes.
but you did it after you consulted with your lawyer.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied with the services of your attorney?
Yes.
You think he did a good job for you?
Yeah.
And you've also had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Wood. You think she's also done a good job for you?
Yes.
No complaints.
No.
You've spoken with Mr. Alvarado. You think he understands the nature of the proceedings, knowingly waived his rights and wish to go forward?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Do you want the information read aloud?
We'll waive the reading, Judge.
Okay. So you understand, Mr. Alvarado, you are charged with the offense of DWI. How do you plead to that charge?
No contest.
Okay. You understand that even though you're pleading no contest, I'm basically going to, consider that as an admission since you're waiving your right to remain silent and are not battling the charges.
Yeah.
All right. So are you freely and voluntarily entering that plea?
Yes.
Nobody's forced you or coerced you in any way.
No.
Nobody's promised you anything.
No.
So you understand then what the range of punishment that I just explained to you.
Yes.
And you understand that although it's a plea bargain, I don't have to accept it. Do you understand that as well?
Yes,
What is the plea?
no contest.
Your Honor, we are asking for 3 days in Bear County Jail, a $300 fine plus cost, and credit for time served. We would recommend this be a judgment satisfied.
Okay, is that the plea bargain as you understand it?
Yes, Judge.
All right. In accordance with the plea bargain, the court assesses your punishment at 3 days in the Bear County Jail, a $300 fine, court costs, credit for time served, judgment is satisfied.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck to you, Mr. Alvarado.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is Laura Enriquez. I'm also set for Victoria Hope Castillo on a plea. And I don't mean to interrupt if there's other people before me. She still hasn't gotten her paperwork, but we submitted her paperwork to the wrong person, but then I forwarded to the people in actual, like we've in writing, but then they send me the electronic version. I just want to know, is it going to happen, or should we be waiting around here? You know, kind of what's going on, because it's like to see what's the status. That's all I really want to know.
Ms. Castillo, do we have any information on this?
Your Honor, if either she sent it to Mr. Jeffrey King or Corina Sanchez, if they send it to them, then the new email, then it's going to happen if the paperwork is ready. If they're working on it and they feel like they can come in tomorrow, once the paperwork is done, we'll be, you know, if it's okay with you, Your Honor, we'll be happy to take them in. Yeah, but you still have a couple of other pleas.
I don't have it sent to me, or at least I couldn't find it right now when I did a search on it's 652-877.
652.
Yes, Judge. And I think even though I send it and it was all in writing, maybe they don't accept it that way and they want us to do electronically, which is fine. They send it to me and then they haven't sent it to my client. Maybe we had a wrong email address, but I resend it to him and she still hasn't received it. So I just kind of wanted to know. I don't mind coming tomorrow either if we wanted. We have to do that.
Why don't we do that? Because I don't have it, and so.
And Ms.
But
Enriquez, Your
let me
Honor,
check
if I
with
may.
my client if
Hold
I
on
can.
1 second.
Sure.
Ms.
Elena, what were
Enriquez.
you going to say?
Yes, Your Honor. If Ms. Enriquez and her client have already signed a copy, they can email it to me, scan it and email it to me, and I'll be happy to forward that to you by Adobe. But I need to know if they already signed.
We signed the old-fashioned way and we sent it via thing. My client just started a nursing job, and she starts tomorrow with her orientation, and so she just graduated from nursing school. So I'm trying to see. I'll wait, and hopefully it'll get done, no matter how long it is.
Ms. Enriquez, did you hear what Aleda said? If you already signed, then email that to her and then she will convert it to Adobe form and send it to me. If you have her email address.
I don't.
Can you chat it to her in a private chat, Aleda?
I will. Okay, so as soon as I receive the documents from her, I'll be happy to send it to you, Judge, and we can take care of this.
Okay, all right. Okay, so then.
I don't mean to interrupt, Judge. I'm sorry, I just came in from a breakout room, but if this is for Victoria Castillo, the paperwork has already been done. Defense signed it. It's currently sitting with the defendant signature, and I can send a reminder and get that taken care of. I'm not exactly sure where the disconnect is. But I refilled out that paperwork earlier because it was done through a different ADA. So just to bypass that, I just resent a new tranche. Defense has signed it. It's waiting on defendant, and then it'll be in your inbox.
Ms. Enriquez's camera is off. I don't know if she's still there.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Did you hear that? It's apparently was resent electronically. You signed it, but Ms. Castillo has not.
Okay, well, she's not received it. And again, I sent a email. It might have been the wrong email the first time, but we have done it electronically. So, I mean, the old fashioned way, just scan. So let me try that because it may be a communication issue.
All right. Okay, so then what is the next plea?
Your Honor, I think the plea paperwork is ready for you on 597802, David Padilla with Ms. Kim Gonzalez.
Okay, I have that in front of me. Is Mr. Padilla on?
Yes, I am.
And Mr. Padilla, I'm sorry, who's representing Mr. Padilla?
That's me, Your Honor, Kim Gonzalez, on behalf of Shannon Law.
All right, Mr. Padilla, I'm going to ask you to please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can put it down. Mr. Padilla, I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself and the documents you signed, and then take your plea. If at any time I ask you something you do not understand, will you let me know?
Yes, ma'am.
If at any time you want to stop and speak to your attorney, will you let me know?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
How old are you?
27.
Up to what grade did you get in school?
I graduated high school and then went to college for a little bit.
Where'd you go to school?
Kermit High School in West Texas, and then I went to Odessa College in West Texas.
What did you study?
I just kind of went there for to be, because I was an athlete. So that's really what I went for, general studies.
And what are you doing now?
I'm a property management. I'm one of the managers in Austin, Texas. So I recently got transferred within my company to Austin.
Nice place to live, terrible place to drive in.
Oh, for sure.
All right. So did you have an opportunity to speak with your attorney about the facts and circumstances in your case?
Yes.
Did you talk to, it's Miss Kim Gonzalez?
Yes.
Miss Kim Gonzalez, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity to speak with her about the facts and circumstances in your case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you talk to her about any possible way to defend against the charges?
Yeah, we went over all that, yes.
Okay. And then she explained what the plea bargain was?
Yes.
And you decided you wanted to accept the plea bargain?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was your decision alone?
Yes, ma'am.
But you did so after you spoke with your attorney?
Yes.
So you're satisfied with her services?
Yes, ma'am.
Think she did a good job for you?
Oh, for sure. Yes.
Complaints?
No.
All right. And you've spoken with your client. Do you feel that he understands the nature of the proceedings, knowingly waived his rights, and wishes to go forward?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So sometimes I might look like I'm a little disconnected. It's because I'm going back from watching you and then looking at the documents. Mr. Padilla, you signed a discovery acknowledgement that you received certain information about your case.
Yes.
You also signed a consent to plead by video conference. Is that correct? Is that what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're going to plead to obstruction of a highway?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
And you're going to a plea of guilty to that, to a class B?
Yes.
And up to, you understand the range of punishment for that is up to a $2,000 fine and 180 days in jail?
Yes.
All right. And you understand that you're giving up your right to a trial by jury? I'm going to hear the case instead. Is that what you want?
Yes.
That same jury would have heard witnesses' testimony and your attorney would have had an opportunity to cross-examine them. You're giving up that right. Is that what you want?
Yes, ma'am.
You're giving up your right to remain silent, basically admitting that you committed this offense. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am.
I have to ask, are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No.
Okay, you're mentally competent?
Yes.
Nobody's questioned whether or not you've ever had any problem with your mental faculties?
No.
So are you, see. Do you want the information read aloud?
Say that again, I'm sorry?
Do you want the charging instrument, the information read aloud? Or do you know what you're charged with?
Yeah, what I'm charged with.
All right, so to the offense of obstruction of a highway, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Has anybody threatened you or forced you or coerced you in any way?
No, ma'am.
Anybody promised you anything?
Nope.
So you understand then the range of punishment for this particular offense, and understanding I don't have to accept the plea bargain, do you still wish to enter your plea?
Yes.
What is the plea bargain?
Obstruction of highway.
Your
No,
Honor,
the attorneys. What is the plea bargain?
Yes, Judge, the state did have to amend the information by adding account number 2, which is obstruction of a highway. The state is amending the information to waive count number 1, which is driving while intoxicated, and proceeding solely on count number 2, obstruction.
So you are abandoning count 1 and going forward on count 2.
Yes, Judge.
Mhm.
The state will also move to admit state's exhibit number 1 into evidence, which is attached to the obstruction.
No objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Be admitted.
The agreement, Your Honor, is a $700 fine with court costs. The state has agreed to probate $350 of that fine. 180 days in the Bexar County Jail, probated over 12 months of probation. The DWI education course, victim impact panel, an ATP evaluation, ignition interlock for half the term, and 60 hours of community service.
Is that the plea bargain as you understand it, Mr. Padilla
Yes.
and Ms. Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
All right. All right. In accordance with the plea bargain agreement, the court assesses your punishment at 180 days in the Bexar County Jail, probated for a period of 12 months, $700 in court costs. I'm sorry, $700 in a fee with 350, which is probated court costs. The DWI education, VIP, ATP, ignition interlock. Is that for half of the term or?
Yes, Your Honor, that's the plea agreement for half the term.
And 60 hours of community service. Are you vaccinated, Mr. Padilla?
I've only gotten one of the Moderna shots, but I still need to get my other one and then the booster.
Okay, the reason I ask is that Judge Saldaña has a policy that she will allow up to 24 hours of community service hour credit if you have eight hours for your first, 8 hours for your second shot, and 8 hours for your booster, up to a total of 24. So that basically cuts your community service hours almost in half. And that's obviously your choice, but I just wanted to let you know that that's the possibility.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're going to be placed. Are there any other? Is there anything else on this matter?
The only thing, Judge, is that we would ask the court to approve transfer of his supervision to Austin so that he can continue to work. And we'd ask for a courtesy supervision over there.
No problem with that from anyone?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Okay, it'll be done. It'll be transferred for courtesy supervision to Travis County. You're going to still have to visit with probation officer to get a brief orientation before you're done today.
Yes. Okay.
All right. So you'll be transferred into a breakout room with him.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, may I be excused?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, who's next?
Okay, so I I don't know if the paperwork you've got already on, Ms. Corey, 665-449.
And who is the
Because
defendant?
the case is State of Texas versus Alaric Terrell Petty, Petty, case number 665-449. I don't see the paperwork on my end.
You know, it was sent to me in a different format. It's actually a PDF.
Okay.
And it was sent by
Me, Your
Yes.
Honor. This is one of my first pleas that I did by Adobe Sign, so I didn't put the case number or last name, unfortunately, in the original documentation. I did send a reminder to you, and I did also email you a copy of the PDF, so you had the paperwork in front of you as well.
I do have it. Aleda, do you need for me to send it to you?
No, Your Honor, just as long as you have it. And then after that, once it's done, it goes to the clerk. That's fine with me.
Okay. All right. Let's see. If you will please raise your, where is, there he is. How do you say your first name?
Alaric.
Alaric? Okay. Mr. Petty, would you raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Petty, if I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself, about the documents you signed, and then take your plea. If at any time I ask you something you do not understand, will you let me know?
Yes.
All right. How old are you, sir?
43.
Up to what grade did you get in school?
12.
Okay. And are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes.
Were you able to go over the documents and the facts and circumstances in your case with your attorney?
Yes, I was.
Who is your attorney?
Mrs. Corley.
Okay. So are you satisfied with the services of your attorney?
Yes, I am.
You think she did a good job for you?
Yes, she did.
Ms. Curley, did you have an opportunity to speak with your client to feel he understands the nature of the proceedings, knowingly waived his rights, and wishes to go forward?
Yes to all those questions, Your Honor.
All right. So the documents you signed, I have in front of me. You consented to have your plea taken by videotape. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And you're going to plead to obstruction of a highway. And that is a Class B misdemeanor as charged, carries a range of punishment of $0 to $2,000 fine and up to 180 days. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you understand that range of punishment and wish to go forward?
Yes, ma'am.
Plea bargain calls for you to plead guilty.
Yes.
All right. And you're giving up your right to a trial by jury. You understand I'll hear the case instead. Is that what you want?
Yes.
Okay. That jury would have heard witnesses' testimony and your attorney would have had an opportunity to cross-examine those witnesses. You're giving up that right. Is that what you want?
Yes, ma'am.
Giving up your right to remain silent. You're basically admitting you committed this offense that you've agreed to plead guilty to. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
All right. And I have to ask, are you mentally competent?
Yes.
Nobody's ever questioned your mental capabilities?
Not at all.
All right. And you're freely and voluntarily wanting to go forward and plead guilty?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want the information read aloud?
Yes.
You want the
Judge, we're waiving the reading of the information.
Okay. You understand what you're charged with, obstruction of a highway? Do you want the
Yes.
actual formal charge read, or do you want to waive it as your attorney is saying?
Yes, waive it as my attorney saying.
Okay.
I think we need to pause for a minute, Judge.
Your Honor, I believe this is for a DWI first. I don't think this has been amended to obstruction of a highway.
That's correct.
Oh, am I looking at the wrong one then? Oh,
You might be looking at the previous one, perhaps.
then I don't know that I have. Let me see. Oh, I had pulled it up. Okay, there it is. Oh, it was in a different. Okay, I'm so sorry. All right, so then we'll go back on 665-449. You were charged with a DWI. Okay, and that's driving while intoxicated first, and you're going to plead no contest to that.
Yes.
Okay, and that carries a range of punishment up to a $2,000 fine and 180 days in jail. So understanding that your charge is driving while intoxicated, how do you plead?
No contest.
And are you pleading that no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
No one's forced you or coerced you in any way.
No, ma'am.
Anything further on the guilt or innocence on this matter?
No.
What is the plea bargain?
Your Honor, we are waiving the enhancement, proceeding on a DWI first, a $400 fine, court costs, $50 Crime Stopper fee, 6 months over 16 months of probation, 60 hours of community service, DWI intervention, a victim impact panel, a TAP evaluation, ignition interlock for 1/2 of the term, and $60 restitution to Texas DPS with an IOP in abeyance.
That is our agreement, Your Honor.
What does the IOP in abeyance mean?
Intensive outpatient treatment, Judge.
Okay. That's on hold, is what you're saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
So typically if there's a violation, it can just be enforced.
Okay. And after VIP, I got 60, but is that 60 restitution to DPS?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what was in between VIP and 60?
Ignition interlock for 1/2 of the term.
Okay, I knew I had missed something. Okay, and the term, it's 6 months probated.
For 16.
16, okay. All right, I think I may now have it all. All right, so the court, so he's being placed on regular probation then?
That's correct, Your Honor.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, the court finds you guilty of the offense you're charged, which was a DWI first. Seem to have lost it again. Oh, it's over here. I'm sorry. It's a different program. All right. We will approve the plea bargain, impose a $400 fine, court costs, $50 Crime Stoppers fee, place you 6 months to serve, probated for 16 months, 60 hours of community service. Are you vaccinated, sir?
Yes.
All right. So Judge Saldaña has a policy that for the first vaccination, you get 8 hours community service credit. Second one, another 8 hours community service and another 8 hours for your booster. So if you have all three, you can present the evidence or as you receive them, you can present the evidence. If you wish to get credit against those 60 hours of community service, you are required to complete DWI, intervention, TAP, VIP, ignition interlock, half the term, and $60 restitution to DPS. The IOP is in abeyance.
And Judge, may I ask, Mr. Petty, what county do you live in now?
Bexar County.
Bexar County, thank you.
Okay, all the other general conditions will apply as well. As soon as we get off this, or as soon as we conclude right here, you're going to be transferred in for a Zoom conference with a probation officer so you can get some more instructions. Do you understand everything?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Please complete your probation successfully. Otherwise, you might be looking at a motion to revoke.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
And Your Honor, Mr. Jonathan Ross has arrived. I think his client is Paul Vela, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yeah, I just saw your email and I pulled up that information. So that is Mr. Vela.
Is he on? There we, yes, he is. All right. So what is the cause number? Is this also a plea?
Let me see, we just had it here. Mr. Vela had failed to appear on February the 7th, Your Honor, and that case number is 670800. I'm sorry, 808. 670-808. This is a case that he failed to appear on Monday, the 7th.
Okay. He's muted and we can't see his picture.
Hello, here I am.
Are you driving, sir?
No, ma'am, I'm parked. I'm in my
good.
vehicle. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Actually, I think Mr. Vela actually came on and asked, and then Mr. Ross, you're accepting the invitation to come in. What did you all need to do on this matter?
I suppose we confer. I don't know if this is a good time to do it, but yeah, sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. This case, since he had failed to appear, he was on the list on a failure to appear. So, you know, within the next 7 days, he was going to get a warrant. But since he appeared, if you could just not issue that, and then he can confer.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and withdraw that the warrant on it and leave you out on the same bond, and we'll let your attorney confer with State's Counsel. Please stay on the video, Mr. Vela. He'll be back and making an announcement.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Sorry, I'm just pulling all this stuff back up, but I'll get up to
Okay,
speed.
yes, Mr. Vela indicated he didn't get notice, so he appeared, and that's why we summoned you. Thank you.
Yes, yeah, I spoke. I sent him an email. I don't believe we don't get a lot of real fast notice on these sometimes. So I believe he probably got that afterwards. I'd spoken with him on the phone, so I just didn't know he was coming in right now. Thanks, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. And who else do we have left?
I am looking for the paperwork on Mr. Jesus Cesar Ballesteros, and I cannot locate him. Maybe one of the prosecutors may have it.
That sounds like me. Could I have the case number of Ballesteros?
Yes.
649-613, 649-613.
Okay, because I think I did the plea paperwork.
You did.
Yeah.
It should be completed, Jeff. You and I had spoken about it a couple of weeks ago, I think. Maybe last week. I don't remember. But that was on a different case, but I'd brought this up, if you recall. It's on page 3, if that helps.
No, I'm going through my Adobe sign looking for it.
Sure. It was a while ago.
Hey, sir, John Ellis, calling you on this initial $500.
Aleida, this
Your
is
Honor,
Maria, the court report. I'm just going to take 5 minutes
All right.
while we're waiting on our next matter.
Your Honor, I do have the plea paperwork. I can send it to you by Adobe. It was signed by Judge Gloria Saldaña. So I'll go ahead and forward to you so you can sign on top of that or what.
All right.
And
Jesus.
Mr. Gable,
Yes, ma'am.
are we going to need an interpreter after all? I have
Well,
one on standby.
Well, and that's what I sent you the chat about, is that everything's been in English. And so, I mean, we can proceed in Spanish. I mean, that's fine. The problem I think the court's going to have is that none of the plea paperwork is in Spanish if we do that. I don't know if that's copacetic with the court. I take that as the judge's call at that point. I'm certainly able to converse with my client via English. And I've spoken with him both in this hearing and previously in English. And so I don't have, that's what I have. So I don't know if that's going to be copacetic. If we're going to need the interpreter, then I think we're probably going to have to redo the plea paperwork, which is that's not going to work for us to have the plea today, if that's the case.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sadowski, I'm just trying to find my notes on these. I've been making notes on a lot. Was the case scheduled for today?
Yes, ma'am. It was specifically set for 11:45 today for plea.
Okay. And, well, let me just speak with your client for just a little bit and we'll determine whether or not we
Sure.
feel he needs an interpreter.
Jesus, take it off. I'm sorry, Judge. I apologize. I just want to take them off. Unmute yourself.
We've asked him to unmute.
Caesar, unmute yourself. There you go.
Name Caesar or Jesus?
It's Caesar Jesus Ballesteros.
Mr. Ballesteros, I can barely hear you. Can you hear me?
I hear you, Josh.
Okay. Mr. Ballesteros, do you understand English?
Most
of it?
Most of it, just now.
Okay. Mr. Ballesteros, what is your full and complete name?
Jesus Cesar Ballesteros.
And up to what grade did you get in school, sir?
I got year and a half of college.
Where did you go to college?
Monterrey, Mexico.
Okay. And what do you do here in the United States?
I'm an executive chef.
Okay. Did you read all the documents you signed?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand them?
Yes.
You've been actually very attentive all morning. You've been on a lot. Have you heard all the proceedings? Did you understand what was going on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Sadowski, I'm sure I'm not saying your name correctly.
No, you're very close, Judge.
So you had an opportunity to visit with Mr. Ballesteros. Do you feel that, he's obviously quite educated and gone to really good schools in Monterrey and gotten, he says, a GED. So do you feel that he actually understands the nature of proceedings and can go ahead and proceed in English? Or do you want us to reschedule this so that we can have a court interpreter?
We can proceed, Josh.
I'm asking your attorney first.
I'm sorry.
Judge,
I'm able to converse with him. I think he understands and can see what's going on.
Okay, so Mr. Ballesteros, given your conversation with me and your education, I'm thinking that you are able to understand, but let me caution you. If you at any time do not understand what I'm saying, will you let me know?
Thank you.
Will you let me know is what I'm asking.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And if anytime you want to stop and speak to your attorney because you're confused about something, will you let me know?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do I have his paperwork?
It's in the process, Your Honor.
Oh, so we don't have it yet.
I'm working on it as we speak.
Okay.
Would you like me to share it with you, Your Honor? I could share the Adobe agreement.
No, I want to see it.
No, I'm saying like share it through Adobe Sign with you.
Oh, so you want to send it?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'll also send it to you.
Okay, I've got it.
And I send it to you by Adobe as well, Your Honor, for you to sign.
Okay. All right, so so are you Jesus Cesar or just Cesar?
Jesus Cesar Ballesteros.
But you were charged under the name of Cesar Ballesteros?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that how you spell Ballesteros? Just one L?
No, double L.
Okay, they messed up on that too. Okay, I thought so. All right, so Mr. Ballesteros, how old are you?
57 years.
Up to what grade? Oh, I already asked you that. You got a GED and you went to the university in Monterrey. So did you understand you signed a document agreeing to plead guilty by video conference? Is that what you want to do?
Yes,
Okay. And you are going to be pleading no contest to DWI first.
yes,
All right. You understand that carries a range of punishment up to a $2,000 fine and up to from 72 hours to 180 days in jail.
yes,
You're giving up your right to a trial by jury. I'm going to hear the case instead. Is that what you want?
yes,
That same jury would have heard the witness's testimony and your attorney would have had an opportunity to cross-examine them. Is that what you want to do?
yes.
Okay. And you're giving up your right to remain silent. Did you understand that?
I understand.
So basically, you're kind of admitting to this, even though you're pleading not no contest. I'm going to take it as an admission because you're not fighting it. Is that what you want to do?
Yes,
Okay, I have to ask, are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol or anything that might affect your judgment at this time?
no,
Are you mentally competent?
yes,
Okay, so nobody's ever questioned your competency.
no,
All right, and you had enough time to talk to your attorney about the facts and circumstances in this case,
yes, ma'am.
and you decided you wanted to accept the plea bargain after you talked to him?
Yes,
Are you satisfied with the services of your attorney?
complete. Yes,
You think he did a good job for you?
yes,
No
ma'am.
complaints?
No complaint.
You've spoken with your client. Do you feel he understands the nature of the proceedings, not only weighed his rights, wish to go forward?
Yes,
I do, Judge.
You want the information read aloud or are you waiving it?
We'll waive it, Judge.
Okay, you understand that you're charged with a DWI first. How do you plead?
no contest.
And you're pleading no contest freely and voluntarily. Nobody's forced you in any way.
No,
Anything else on the guilt or innocence?
No, Judge, there's a one other preliminary matter concerning this case. He is not a U.S. citizen, and I'd like to be heard on that issue, just for record purposes.
You're not a citizen of the United States?
I'm a resident alien.
Okay, so you understand that this may affect your ability to stay in the United States or become a citizen in the future.
I understand. Yes,
And you discussed this with your attorney.
yes.
Okay, and Mr. Sadowski, what did you want to say?
I need him sworn just to solicit testimony just for the records
He's
purposes.
already been sworn.
Okay. Jesus, Caesar, excuse me, I'm seeing your name up there. Caesar, you and I have discussed this case, correct?
Correct. Yes,
And I've advised you to seek counsel concerning your immigration status and this case, correct?
correct. Yes,
I've advised you that this can adversely affect your ability to seek citizenship here in the United States, correct?
correct. Yes,
And I've advised that it can result in your deportation, correct?
correct.
I've also advised you that from an immigration standpoint, it's outside my practice area and expertise, and I've advised that you seek competent counsel with that level of expertise concerning immigration, correct?
Correct. Yes,
All right, nothing further.
And I'll add to that, Mr. Ballesteros, it seems like immigration law is very fussy and is always constantly moving. So what could be the law today may not be the law in 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years down the road. So this may affect your ability to stay in the country or become a citizen. Knowing that, you still wish to go forward and enter your plea.
yes.
Anything further on the guilt or innocence?
No, Judge.
Okay, what is the plea bargain?
Yes, Your Honor. We have agreed to waive the enhancement. 180 days probated for 12 months probation, $600 fine, 48 hours of community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, TAP evaluation, ignition interlock for 1/2 the term, and $50 Crime Stopper fee.
That's correct, Judge.
Is that what you understand the plea bargain to be, Mr. Ballesteros?
Yes, ma'am.
In accordance with, the court finds you guilty of the offense of DWI in accordance with the plea bargain. Sentences to 180 days, probated over 12 months, $600 fine, 40 hours of community service. Are you vaccinated, sir?
Yes,
Okay, so Judge Saldaña allows up to 24 hours of community service for being vaccinated and boosted. So you get 8 hours credit against the 60 hours of community service for your first vaccination, another 8 hours for your second, and up to another 8 hours for your booster. You can just show evidence of that. That basically cuts down the amounts of community service by a lot. DWI, BIP, TAP, ignition, interlock for half the time period that you're on probation, and a $50, is that a Crime Stopper fee?
Yes, Your Honor.
And all the other general conditions will be explained to you by your probation officer. You're going to be put in a breakout room with a probation officer so that you can go over all of this and then get some orientation on your probation.
Thank you, Judge.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
And hang out there, Caesar.
Yes, yes, sir.
All right, Judge, thank you very much. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you.
That was 48 hours of community service, right?
Correct.
Was 40.
Okay, thank you.
Was it, Judge? I
heard 40. Was it 48?
I think it's 40. I think it's 48, Judge.
Oh, 48. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
48.
I get credit, Judge. I said it first before Jeff did, so I just get credit. Just
an honorable man.
Yeah.
Y'all take care.
All right. Thank you.
Alita, could this is Marshall White. Could you put me in a breakout room with Mr. Jason?
Of course. One
Thank you.
moment.
Also, Corey, would you meet me in a breakout room as well?
You'll be moved, Mr. Ballesteros, into another breakout room. Okay, do we have anything else done?
Yes, Your Honor. I just, if I may, I just sent you the plea paperwork on Ms. Laura Enriquez's client, Victoria Castillo, case number 652877. And I hope you've got it.
Okay. Is she on? Yes, she is.
Mr. Ballesteros, I sent you to a breakout room.
You need
room
to put
1. Let me see if I can move them to.
Yeah.
Like. Okay.
All right. 652877, State of Texas versus Victoria Hope Castillo. Are we ready to proceed on this one?
Ready. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The state can proceed, Your Honor.
Okay, what is the plea bargain on her?
Yes, Your Honor. We have a 12 months deferred adjudication, a $500 fine, court cost, 48 hours of community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, ATP, ignition interlock for 1/2 of the term, and a $50 Crime Stopper fee. I try to speak slowly because I know I speak fast sometimes, and I'm sorry for that.
I totally appreciate that. All right.
Your Honor, and it was for obstruction of the highway. They're reducing the DWI and she is pleading to obstruction of a highway.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Was that a second count? You're going to abandon the first? Is that how it's working?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So she's going to plead to count 2 in the information obstruction of highway. And you're going to abandon count 1.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Ms. Castillo, thank you for your patience. You've been on all morning, haven't you? Okay. Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay. If I ask you a question that you do not understand, will you let me know?
Yes,
I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself, about the documents you signed, and then we'll take your plea.
Okay.
If at any time you want to stop and speak to your attorney, will you let me know?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How old are you, sir? I mean, ma'am.
I'm 25.
Up to what grade did you get in school?
I just finished my bachelor's degree.
Oh, and you got that in nursing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and you've read all the documents you signed?
Yes.
You went over them with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
You talked about the facts and circumstances in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
You spoke about any possible way to defend against the charges?
Yes, ma'am.
And after all of that, did you decide to accept the plea bargain?
Yes, I did.
And was that your decision alone?
Yes, ma'am.
But you did it after you spoke with your attorney?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the services of your attorney?
Yes.
You think she did a good job for you?
Absolutely.
No complaints?
None.
You've spoken with your client. Do you feel she understands the nature of the proceedings, knowingly waived her rights and wishes to go forward?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you signed several documents and I have them before me. You signed a waiver of your constitutional rights. So you understand that you're giving up your right to remain silent. You're giving up your right to a trial by jury. I'll hear the case instead. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am.
You're giving up your right to have witnesses testify before a jury. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you're mentally competent?
Yes, sir.
You understand what you're doing?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand the range of punishment for this particular offense? It's a class A as a charge, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
That is correct.
It's not checked off. I just want to make sure. So it carries a range of punishment up to a $4,000 fine and up to 1 year in jail. You understand the range of punishment?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you want the information read aloud?
Your Honor, we waive the right of the reading of the information.
Okay, you are charged with the count 2 in the information. Count 1 is being abandoned by the state. So you're charged with the class A obstruction of a highway. How do you plead?
Your Honor, is that a class B obstruction of a highway?
Yes, it is. I'm sorry. I think I might have said A, but it is B.
All right, I need to make sure. Class B, Class B misdemeanor, how do you plead?
I plead guilty.
The range of punishment on that is up to a $2,000 fine and up to 180 days in jail. Knowing that, do you still wish to enter your plea?
Yes.
So are you freely and voluntarily entering your plea?
Yes, I am.
All right, is there anything further on the guilt or innocence at this time?
Your Honor, nothing other than this is deferred adjudication was the offer.
I understand that. I asked for the plea. I just wanted to make sure we had done everything on the guilt or innocence. All right, you are in accordance with a plea bargain agreement that we are going to place you on 12 months probation. We're going to defer adjudication of your guilt at this time. $500 fine, court costs 48 hours of community service. Are you vaccinated?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so if you show proof, you get 8 hours credit for your first, 8 hours credit for your second, and 8 hours for your booster. You can show proof to your probation officer and get up to 24 hours of community service. That is your choice. And it basically cuts quite a bit off your community service. DWI education courses required, VIP, ATP, ignition, interlock for half of the term of your probation, $50 community,
Crime Stoppers.
Crime Stoppers fee. All the other general conditions are going to be explained to you by a probation officer. Because it's so important. This is a very good plea bargain that was worked out by your attorney. Deferred adjudication is a wonderful tool. If you complete your probation successfully, then the case will be dismissed. If you don't, they file a motion to adjudicate, which means you would have a record. If you complete your probation successfully, I'm sure your attorney has told you that you have an opportunity to go back in and apply to get your record cleaned. So this is a wonderful opportunity. Make sure that you, complete your probation successfully. Otherwise, it could come back and bite you. Okay, good luck to you. It's a wonderful career that you're embarking on. Good luck to you. stay on because you're going to get sent to the probation officer for a brief orientation and instructions on your probation.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the court's patience with me.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm reporting back, leader. I don't see Ms. Sanchez, but I think we have an agreement on disposition of Mr. Jason's cases. Should dispose of it. He's got 4 cases on the docket, so I think we have an agreement to dispose of those 4 cases.
What's the agreement?
Judge, the tentative agreement, well, first of all, they're probation cases, so I know the court's not bound by the state's recommendation, but the recommendation is to revoke him and the time serve him and JSAT him, and then TIC the new number. Ms. Sanchez, I was not trying to talk without you being present, but the judge asked me a question. And TIC the new number 1. That's the tentative agreement we have.
She's muted.
There is a slight issue with the second amended violation report, Mr. White. I think Mr. Richardson just has a brief conversation about that. It might not be a problem, but it's something that we need to discuss before we move further.
So do you need a reset on this matter?
No, Judge. I don't think so. As long as we can get this paperwork in, I don't think so.
Yeah, Marshall, the only thing is that the last amendment was filed 2 days ago, so it hasn't hit that 10-day deal. So you'd have to waive it.
Yeah, that's not a problem. I've spoken with Mr. Jason about it, and that's not a problem. As in accordance with the conversation I had with Ms. Sanchez. Okay. So all we need is paperwork wise, I suppose, is a consent and the certification of a right to appeal on the 3 probation cases.
So I'm a bit confused. Are you wanting to go forward on your motions on the motions to revoke and plead true to them right now, or is there still some paperwork that needs to get done?
We want to go forward. Both of those are true. We want to go forward with pleading true on the violation of probation and go through with that, but there's paperwork that needs to be done to do that.
Okay, so then you're not ready to go forward at this time.
I'm ready to go forward.
Judge, I think the paperwork that we need, it's not like that it's given to the state and the defense has to, it's a very basic, just the trial certification is all it is, since we are going to revoke.
Okay. Do we have that paperwork before us?
It's in the Zoom link for that on the attachment. It's one of the attachments on that video and that trial certification as well. If we don't need that, the appeal. And what about the other case that we have 664-855? What's going to happen with that? Is that going to need a reset?
Well, later, if we take care of this, it's going to be TIC'd into the agreements on these.
Oh, okay. So
And
that'll be it.
Your Honor, my apologies. In my other courts, I'm not the one that does the paperwork for MTRs. Later, I don't know if that's how County Court 9 works or what you guys like to do with the MTRs, but I'm not sure.
Well, before it was the state when we were in person. So I don't know. We can, let me look at it right now, see.
I do see the paperwork as part of the invitation to join Zoom. So is it in Adobe format or is it something I can fill out here? How does that work, Alita?
Well, let me see. Let me look at it. On this one, yeah, it's I guess I can send it to you, Mr. White, and you get it filled out, you and your client. He needs to sign. I don't know if he's got an email address. and that needs to get signed. Is it going to be on each? It's a defendant's consent to revocation hearing by video conference.
Right. Yes, Alita, it's going to be all three cases.
It also occurs to me that Mr. Richardson pointed it out earlier about him having to, or maybe it was Ms. Sanchez, about waiving his right to 10 days notice. Is there a form for that as well that he's going to have to sign?
Normally, that's not something that's signed, Judge. That's put on the record about the 10-day, waiver. That's just normally put on the record. That's been my experience anyway.
I thought I saw something on one of the forms that was submitted to me by Mr. Richardson on another case.
All right. Do we need to get Mr. Richardson back in here?
I think he's consulting with the last defendant that just pled, I think.
And did either of the prosecutors confer with Mr. Jonathan Ross? He's been there for a while. I don't know, and his client is here.
I'll go right now.
Okay.
Judge, I mean, if it's all the more efficient for the court, I mean, I don't have a problem coming back tomorrow. If we just want to, take a day to get the paperwork routed to the appropriate parties, myself, Mr. Jason, and so forth. That I don't have a problem with that at all coming back. But I definitely want to get this done as soon as possible.
I think that as soon as the paperwork is in, you can contact Aleda and she just can add you to tomorrow's docket.
Okay, that sounds good. Mr. Jason, won't you text me your email, okay, right now? Okay, you got my number, right? You're on mute, sir.
Muted. You're muted, sir.
No, sir. I can send you a message through the Zoom chat if that.
Yeah, if that works for you, or you can take down my number. Once you take down my number, since you don't have it.
Yes, sir.
210-392-1578. Okay, since you don't have it, take down my number, and but you can also send it through the Zoom chat, and I can forward that to Ms. Castillo. But yeah, Judge, that's fine with me. That proposed resolution to this matter is fine with me.
Okay, so Aleda, he just needs to contact you to get back on for tomorrow.
Yes, Your Honor. All I need is the client's email address, and I'll forward those three. It's going to be for these three MTRs, right? For each one.
That's correct.
Okay, we can do that. And then as well, once that paperwork is ready, the judge will probably be ready at about 11:30.
Okay, I'm gonna chat you right. Is it okay to chat you, or is it better to email you the email?
Email me. I
Okay,
think it'd be best.
Okay, I'll email you then. Let me just write it down. And okay, I'll do that. May we be excused for the present moment, Judge?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
White,
Y'all have a good day.
CC me in that email that you sent to Aleda. It might be easier for me to do the paperwork through Adobe Sign, which I think I can. So that way it's easier for the judge tomorrow. So just CC me in that, please.
Okay, no problem, Ms. Sanchez.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Mr. Jason, I'll be in touch with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all have a blessed day.
You too, Corey. See you later, buddy.
Okay, what's going on with Mr. Vela and Mr. Ross?
Mr. Ross is currently conferring, Judge, with Jeff.
Okay.
I'm not sure the status on that. Aleda and Judge, I apologize. I know it's been really frantic today. Everybody's trying to get everything done.
Before the end of the week.
Yeah, and my apologies. I'm not sure. I'm actually new to County Court 9, so I haven't done MTRs yet, but it's just always different in different courts. But Aleda, what exactly you need? You need the certification of appeal?
Yeah, that's what they used to do, but I mean, I'm not too certain. I can't really tell you what we need to close these cases up.
I think I signed something Mr. Richardson sent me this week. Didn't you on a motion to revoke?
I I think we signed a motion to revoke, but I think on a revocation, all you need is the trial court certification of appeal. I think
The
that's
trial
all.
court, yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think
then the
that's all we got.
defendants,
Consent.
the consent to revocation hearing by video conference, so that needs consent with certification of appeal, and I think that's all we need for an MTR.
Right.
Okay. All right.
So it's a lot less paperwork.
Yeah. And Corey, did you confer with Victoria Castillo? Rule 1?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Let me go talk to her.
Room 1.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. And Your Honor, I believe that's it. After Mr. Jonathan Ross comes in and Victoria is finished with Mr. Corey, we should be done. I really appreciate all your help.
Oh, you're welcome.